Thank you for welcoming me back onto your screens, onto your headphones, depending on how you're watching this. I'm Eddie, and this is the Rollback. Folks, I'm going to talk to you today about Heart of Stone, aka Miss Bond. Yeah, that kind of fits. Heart of Stone, starring Gal Gadot, aka Rachel Stone. Rachel Stone is an intelligence operative and the only woman who stands between the most powerful global peacekeeping organization and the loss of its most valuable and dangerous asset, the heart, which is basically the MacGuffin, the AI, the thing that enables them to do anything and everything. So this movie premiered on Netflix to very little fanfare, from what I can tell. I hadn't heard about it until a week before its premiere. Apparently, this is the big thing that Gal Gadot was working on earlier this year. She had 2 cameos as Wonder Woman and in Fast X. Spoiler alert for an okay movie. But yes, so Heart of Stone. It's a Netflix original film, probably a good one if we're being honest here. I mean, the best one is probably Glass Onion, but I actually think I like this one more than Red Notice. So Rachel Stone in this film, she is initially the tech person for MI6, but in reality, she's a top agent for the organization known as the Charter, who labels everyone with playing cards. You have the 3 Kings. She's, I think, the 9 of Hearts, if I'm not mistaken. There's the 6 of Diamonds. Everyone kind of has that kind of designation, which is fun, I suppose. One person gets the Joker, who I don't think should get the Joker. But anyway, that said, talking about the film in general, Rachel Stone feels like a movie that reminds me quite a bit of James Bond. And I don't necessarily mean as in, oh, it's a spy thriller. This feels like the kind of movie that could become an entire series. You know, Heart of Stone, Eyes of Stone, Ears of Stone, something like that. You know, each one dealing with Rachel Stone being our James Bond-esque character in dealing with consequences of her actions, or dealing with, foreign governments or bad guys. In this one in particular, she's dealing with someone who was technically working for MI6, but also international terrorists who, let's be honest, kind of have a justifiable reason for wanting to become terrorists, if we're being honest here. Simply the fact that his team was left to die. Yet another soldier who was scarred and is rebelling. That reminds me of that bad Resident Evil movie I saw recently. Go check out that review. Also, like and subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it. That said, though, this movie is, this is a compliment. It's not the worst thing that Netflix has produced. Not by a country mile. This is actually rather entertaining. Action sequences are solid. Set pieces are solid. It's a little formulaic, sure, but the first steps can be. Where this movie is formulaic at first, maybe, just maybe, this can bridge out into its own series. Because even the opening sequence with Gal Gadot's character has a very James Bond-esque sequence with song. And I think they can make that work to its advantage. I think Netflix has a series, has a franchise that they can bank on in this. Is it going to be anyone's top 10 films of the year? It shouldn't be. But does that make this a bad film? No. Gal Gadot does shine in this. And again, the action sequences are good. And some of the CGI, admittedly dodging some spots, is solid in others. I think they're getting better. I think Netflix is investing heavily in its products, and it's beginning to show that the CGI is improving. Now, hopefully, they can build on this and maybe actually make a franchise out of it. Which, if Chris Hemsworth can get Extraction 2, I think Vision of Stone is a real possibility. And again, build it out into a franchise. It can be. You just got to believe in them. But that said, this film, B-. It's harmless. It's not a bad film by any stretch of the imagination. Also, give me a Nimona 2. That movie was fucking awesome. But that said, what do you think of this movie? Go ahead and comment down below. We'd greatly appreciate it. And happy to be back, guys. See you soon.